What you're about to see is a comparison of 3 different muzzle devices, and we're comparing them to see how well they address flash. Pretty much what we're going to be testing is a Tapco razor. I mean, this thing is they don't really say what it is. They just call it a muzzle device. It kind of looks like a flash hider. This is the Gen 2 version with the shorter prongs. It kind of looks like a flash hider on the end, and it's kind of brake-like in the middle. Anyway, we're going to show that, and I just kind of got this in here for fun, you know, just another thing to draw a comparison from. So, Tapco razor, and then we've got the Huntertown Arms Kestrel 762 sound suppressor. It has a fairly large bore. A 9mm projectile will go completely through it. So anyway, it really doesn't suppress all that well, flash or sound, but it does take the edge off of sound a little bit, and it does reduce the fireball some. But anyway, you're going to get to see this thing in action on the video, and you know, you can kind of decide if you like it or not. You know, in fairness, I've got some Huntertown Arms cans, some other ones. I've got a 9mm, I like that one. I've got a 22 Guardian, I like that one. And I've got a 5.56 Kestrel on my wife's 10.5-inch AR, and it works okay. I mean, it's, you know, for what it is, it's alright, but I don't really care for these Kestrel AK cans. But anyway, you're going to get to see that in action. And finally, we have the Krebs Custom 4-prong flash hider. It's this thing is amazing. Anyone who knows me knows that I don't readily give out compliments unless I really, really like something. And I like this not only in function but in form as well. I mean, it's a beautiful piece, nice and clean. There's no like poking implement on it. You know, in my opinion, if you need to poke something with your flash hider or muzzle device or whatever, you've got bigger problems. I mean, you should be carrying a sidearm or a knife or something like that. So anyway, we won't go there. But anyway, Krebs Custom 4-prong flash hider has a lot of different detents. You can index this thing with a prong to the top, or you can index it with an open space to the top. I mean, you know, everybody's got their own way of doing things. I like prong up and prong down, you know, to kind of somewhat minimize dust signature if it were ever a factor, and also to keep any, you know, flash, so to speak. You'll see how well this thing works. The prong to the top kind of reduces what little bit of flash you see directly in your line of sight looking down the sights. So anyway, there it is, the Krebs Custom 4-prong flash hider. This thing is amazing. Pay attention to the video. It really works well. Okay, so the ammo used in the 7.62x39 weapons is just plain old run-of-the-mill Wolf blasting ammo. 123 grain full metal jacket, polyformats. It's not really anything special, but I use that because a lot of people probably are going to go blast with that, and a lot of people might be sitting on a decent stockpile of that and stuff. Anyway, I thought it fit well. Then we've got some PMC Winchester 147 grain full metal jacket boat tail, you know, 308. And the weapons that were used were a mini Draco. I mean, this thing's got an 8.5-inch barrel, and it will really lay down a good fireball. The testing with this one was very telling about the performance of these 3 devices. You know, it's very similar in length and everything to this SLR 107UR SBR. This is a real 4-piece flash hider or booster. But anyway, so judging from the results with the Mini Draco and these three devices, you might experience similar performance on one of these. So anyway, Krebs also, I don't have one for testing, but Krebs also makes one of these in 24 by 1.5 threading for the AK-74 front sight base, or you know, the 107 UR or whatever. Also the CR series as well, with the 12-inch barrels or whatever they are. Okay. Then we have a full-size regular Draco. This one I was not able to test the Huntertown Arms can on because the threads are way out. I mean, I actually had about 1 millimeter of this in the path of the projectile. You know, from just a visual inspection, it looked like, you know, we were well into baffle strike territory with Huntertown Arms can on this gun. So it didn't get that. It got tested, no muzzle device, Tapco razor, and Krebs 4-prong flash hider. And finally, this was what I wanted to test it on. The my personal Vepr 308. It's a version 2 with the integrated sight and gas block. For those of you who might not be aware of it, guys, don't pick on my scope. It's all I had at the time that was laying around, so I chunked it on there, and I've been kind of shooting it a little bit. I mean, it's nothing to write home about, but I mean, I can hit with it. But anyway, this is a 16.5-inch barrel, and you know, the Tapco razor, I never did try it on here. You know, didn't think it was really going to work all that great, so I didn't bother before. But in this testing, I did try it on here, and you'll see the results of that. I had tried this Huntertown Arms can on the Vepr 308, and it did take the edge off of the sound a little bit, but as far as flash suppression, it did not meet my expectations of even using this as a flash suppressor. So it's kind of frustrating to have something that long and that heavy on your weapon, and it does not even, you know, hide flash. I'm not paid to do this. Pretty much Krebs became a business member of Vepr.org, of which I'm a moderator there in the technical and modification forums and Vepr 12 forums. And, you know, I went and welcomed them aboard and noticed that they were, you know, had a thread about their 4-prong flash hider. And, I mean, really, you know, given the performance of this on there, I'm still in need of a flash hider. So I asked, you know, if they'd tried it on a Vepr 308 16-inch barrel, and they said no, and I ended up with one of these to test, and man, I really have to say I'm pleasantly surprised, and I did not think it was going to perform as it did. I don't readily advocate things or compliment them unless they're really good. I will be using this on my Vepr 308 from here on out. I just don't see me finding anything that's going to do the job better than that does it. But anyway, I mean, I was a little skeptical about the prong design, especially with how long they are, because I thought there might be some ringing, and I didn't notice any. Not to say that there isn't some ringing present, but I personally didn't notice any, and I'm pretty pretty good at noticing little things, little details, especially audible. But anyway, again, the ammo tested with these was Wolf Polyformance, 123 grain, regular old blasting ammo, and you know, of course, your results, just to be clear, could be different with other ammo. You know, you may have some ammo that with these makes a different fireball. or you know, you have different results with. And again, the same thing with this 308 ammo. I chose these ammos because they're fairly common, and they're what a lot of people might use. But anyway, if you doubt the validity of this testing or anything, you know, I welcome you, and I love to watch other people shoot video of them spending money. So if you doubt the validity of this testing, keep it to yourself. Go do your own testing. I mean, really, it's all about getting out there and shooting. And you know, I see a lot of people do reviews and tutorials and stuff, and I see people come out and poo-poo it. And really, I mean, you know, they're trying to help you out. So anyway, this is really, I'm amazed at what the results were of this footage, and I hope it does you some good and helps you make an informed decision, because that's what this is all about. Those of you who would like to conversate further on it, I'm on vepr.org regularly. That's VEPR.org. And my username there is Evil Black Weapons. Most people just call me Evil.